I have a question. Right, I said something about putting the food in a container, cooked food, you know, after it cools down and putting it in a container. I was told that if it's in a metal container, it, after, you know, less than 7 days, because it's in a metal container, it becomes contaminated.
Well, that's not true because it depends on what metal that you put it in. If you put it in a galvanized bucket, it's not safe the next day. If you put it in a stainless steel pan, it's safe for 7 days.
Okay.
If you put it in an aluminum pan and it has a lot of acid, you're going to take it out and you're going to see a lot of little aluminum marks in it because the acid has leached away the aluminum from the coating of the paint.
What about those, like, what do they call them,
T-fall? T-fall's okay.
Because that's the another thing is like now you got me questioning what I cook in. Because I've had millions of pots and pans with the black, it's like Teflon or the fake Teflon coating, you know. And depending upon how much you pay for the pot, yeah, you can cook in it, but every time you wash it, the little black stuff comes out. If you cook something too long and it's become baked on, the little black stuff comes out.
The little
So
black
You heard of
stuff
that
is-
new-
That's carbon from the food.
Yeah.
It's not from the T-fall. What you're looking for is if you use a metal spoon and you scrape that T-fall, and you get little shavings of that stuff.
That's what
you
she's
don't
talking
want.
about.
right, because I've witnessed that too.
You don't want that. You'll throw that pan away.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
because I've had some that
half
after
my
cleaning
pot.
from
I
one
already
time,
knew that.
I just
I
threw
knew
away
that. I
instead
just
of
leave it
using
alone.
I saw like rust now. I don't have no proper pants. This class is like really
Stainless
changed
steel
my
pans.
life.
Stainless steel pans.
And that's with no coating. It's
With
the
no
stainless steel.
It's the same color on the outside as it is on the
chef's
inside.
cookware.
Or aluminum pans.
And but what about the aluminum? When you said the acidity is what you have to
Only when
worry
you
about.
store it in an aluminum can.
Okay,
Oh,
so that doesn't have anything to do
I'm
with
talking about
cooking.
these aluminum throwers.
Oh, okay.
But you don't store anything that has highly acidic, like tomato. You could make stewed tomatoes in an aluminum pan. Stewed tomatoes are gonna stain the side of your aluminum pan because they're gonna slightly etch it a little bit. But if you don't store it in that pan, it's gonna be okay. Right?
So I know, like, I'll have the plastic, you know, the Tupperware, the little cheap ones or whatever, and I'll put tomato sauce, extra tomato sauce, or the sloppy Joe mix in it. When I go to wash it, it's still slightly
stained.
stained. So I shouldn't be storing it in that
You
either.
shouldn't be, well, you shouldn't store it in there anyway.
Oh.
You shouldn't store your food in the refrigerator in the pan that you cook it.
Right. No, I mean just in the Tupperware. You know, like
So
after
the
I cook
Tupperware-
it.
The staining on the Tupperware doesn't, no,
Okay.
Okay.
that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Remember, you can add a teaspoon of bleach to
A gallon of water. A
Gallon of
gallon of
water.
water.
Gallon of water.
Oh, okay. This is going back. I know it is. But when we were talking about making sure that you clean your clean everything, how do you clean strawberry and how do you clean like kiwi and stuff like that? Because when you cut into it, anything that's on the outside is going to go into the inside. So how do you? I mean,
Bless it.
Good question.
You do.
It's a digression from where we're at, but I'm gonna take you there.
okay.
Take a half a teaspoon of bleach to 1 gallon of water.
Okay.
For all the strawberries or the kiwis in that gallon for 20
That's
seconds.
so.
20 seconds, that's all.
Could you
Dump it
take
off.
and put them like in a strainer and dip them in there?
You could dip them in and then take them back out. Then dump the water out, rinse it good, put fresh water in and do it again.
Mm.
That's all.
Really? So your fresh fruits and vegetables that you're gonna.
Do you remember the E. coli contamination in the spinach that killed,
Yes.
2 dozen people a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
They were
that.
killed because they ate fresh spinach that had not been properly sanitized. And it came from pig poop running around through
Wow.
fields. The feces from the pig infected the spinach with E. coli.
Did you see that movie?
No,
They had it on CSI, and CSI, and
no, I didn't see any of that stuff.
they
That's
had
what happened.
CSI where they found these people who were getting sick, and they went out and they tested the water and all that, because, and it was from cow. The feces came into
Sure.
the field of the corn and all that.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
when people eat the vegetables and the fruits raw.
Okay, now I have another question because I've been having a super craving for carrots out the bag, cucumbers, spinach, which being pregnant, I've been told I have to now eat cooked spinach to a certain degree to kill any bacteria or anything that might be on it. But for my husband, for my kids, do I wash them even though they say they've been washed?
Mhm.
Yes.
And do I do the,
Don't
because,
trust anybody else but yourself.
Mhm.
because I have had like, the
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 answer is
butter,
yes. The answer is
you
yes.
know, the butter salad in the bag that comes with the little seasonings
The
and.
cut up salad in a bag has already been washed and sanitized.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you wash it again, it will.
But if you buy, like carrots, like a bunch of carrots,
And no,
I had
I'm
a
talking
question.
about baby carrots that come with
no,
it.
those
It says,
already.
it
as long as
says
you don't
on the
have-
package, have
Right.
been washed,
As long
have
as it
been.
doesn't
If it's
have
ready
mold.
to eat, been washed, then it's safe.
Yeah, that's my question, because there's so many things I've got to say it's already washed, I
Okay,
just
ladies, we
break.
gotta move on here.
Okay,
This is fun, but we're running out of time. I want to refer you to 8-7. Couple things I want to point out. Number one, ice is considered by the health department to be food, and so therefore it is, while it is not TCS, it is a food that can harbor bacteria. So food handling practices, we practice handling ice. Something that you might be tested on gets into the regulatory area. The health department gives you a license in a commercial kitchen operation to serve food. And under normal conditions, you cook and you serve the food. As long as you're following all the regulations, your license is good. If you're doing certain things that are different than what's on that license, it requires what's called a variance. There are 8 things that are listed in 8-7 that you should be familiar with that require a variance. Those 8 bullet points, we don't have to go over them, but we need to be aware of them. So,
8-7.
8-7. So highlight those 8. There are 8 bullet points. Smoking food, curing food, packing fresh juice on site for sale at a later time, using food additives, curing food, custom processing of animals, usually deer, packaging food using the reduced oxygen and polyethylene. Now, that would be commonly known as cryovacuum, and it's usually done with steaks. But you can do cryovac at home. They have these little things that vacuum seal, that's cryo. It's reduced oxygen packing. Sprouting seeds or beans, usually is done in Asian restaurants. Offering live shellfish, which is common in their lobster. All of those require a separate variance on your health department license. Okay. So now that brings us into cooking of food. Now, the one thing I want to play out for you is in the
What is MAP?
say what?
MAP?
MAP. That's modified atmospheric packaging. Modified atmospheric packaging is different from reduced oxygen packaging. And modified means that generally you're putting an inert type gas in there. An example would be if you bought a bag of apples at the grocery store that were pre-sliced, but they're not brown.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder why they didn't turn brown?
Mhm.
That's called MAP packaging. That's because there's an inert gas that's injected in the package that flushes all the oxygen out. It's the oxygen when certain fruits and vegetables turn brown, that's oxidation. Oxidation is caused by the oxygen hitting the surface. Now, there's one way that you can prevent that or slow down the oxidation. The oxidizing of the apple slices, and that is to rinse them or soak them in either orange juice or lemon juice or lime juice. They will slow down the browning of the apple slices. The other way, which you can't do, is to inject usually inert gas, argon, or some other type of gas. You can't, it's odorless, tasteless, it dissipates in oxygen. So you can't tell. If you open that package and went like this to your nose, you wouldn't smell it. Why would you smell that?
Mr. Pablo, can you please call 1605? Mr. Pablo, can you please call 1605?
Now,
Thanks.
food stored in the refrigerator. Food stored in the refrigerator must be stored in the order top to bottom in a certain order. Always the food at the top is ready to eat food. RT, ready to eat food. It is food that will not be cooked. Second in line is food that is cooked to a temperature of 145. Next in line is food that's cooked at 155, and then next in line 165. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, it is ready to eat food. Fish, whole cuts of meat, ground meat of any kind, and then poultry. Also on the bottom would be ground poultry. Even though ground poultry falls in the category of ground meat, ground poultry is more dangerous than ground meat. Okay? And the temperatures, I call it the 15-second rule. You need to memorize these. You memorize the order of storage, you're going to see that on the test. You need to memorize the cooking time. Fish, 145. This is all in your book. It's all in your book. Just memorize it. Fish, 145. Solid muscle meat, 145. Now, what do I mean by solid muscle meat?
A roast.
A roast of any kind, a steak, any kind of product that is not cut or ground. Okay? Solid muscle meat, 145. Ground meat, either pork or beef or lamb. Ground. And veal. Must be 155. Okay? 155, because the product is ground, and in grinding, you take the surface bacteria and mix it into the inside meat. So it becomes more dangerous, so it has to be cooked to 155. Poultry, 165. These are all 15.
Poultry too, correct?
Yes, ground poultry also. These are all called the 15-second rule because you have to cook to that temperature for 15 seconds on the inside of the product. How are you going to know that?
Internal temperature.
You're going to stick a bimetallic chrome thermometer in or any other kind of thermometer that reads a temp. So that when the turkey is in the oven on Thanksgiving, you're going to want the turkey to be cooked to 165 on that dial at the most inside space, deep into the thigh. Okay? 165 for 15 seconds.
Then it also says, as you said, cook fish at 145, but here it says if it's stuffing made with fish, meat, or poultry is also supposed to be done at 165.
Correct. And here's another thing. Microwave. all food cooked in a microwave, all food, all the time.